Hey, Believers Chapel, this is Joel, one of the pastors here. And as we've been doing recently, we like to take time digitally to introduce our upcoming teaching series. And we have a great one starting this Sunday, November 6th, right here at Believers Chapel at 10 a.m. Our new series is called BC Cares. And it's how we're going to be caring for those across the street, around the corner, and around the world. And we thought it was a great opportunity to take time to do this series because November is Foster Care and Adoption Awareness Month. Around our world, across our country, within our state, and all throughout our community, there are children in the foster care system. There are children awaiting adoption, and there are families who are in the process of coming alongside of those children to meet them with the great need of showing love, care, or maybe even permanent families. We, in the past year, have had a team of people who have a burden for this. For a long time, our church has had a scholarship to support families doing it. And as wonderful as that is, and as great a gift as it is to our church and to families who are going through the adoption process, we thought maybe we can take it a step further. And there were a team that's come alongside to start a ministry here called BC Cares. And this is an adoption and foster care awareness ministry, where we are looking for ways that we can serve and be the hands and feet of Christ to foster children, adoptive families, and those who are in the process, and support them. So we're partnering with various ministries. We're advocating for the support that we can offer as a church, financially or physically, to support these families in these ministries. So we thought it was a great opportunity to not only highlight BC Cares, but to teach about it. Because 42 times in the Bible, the Hebrew word yathom is used, and that literally means the fatherless. It is a cry from the scriptures to support those who are the fatherless, who are the widow, who are those who are in the greatest of need. They're orphaned, they're abandoned. And we know the great love of Christ is coming to those who are away from the Father. So we as Christians should emulate that in our work and in our ministry and in our service, in our community, in our state, in our country, and all around the globe. So this month, we're going to be taking time to discover what it is to be a church that truly cares. Believers Chapel cares. And so all month long, we're going to be looking at that. And all month long, we're going to be meeting different ministries that are working right in our community that we've come alongside with our team, our BC Cares team, and as a church to say, what can we do to help you serve the yathom, to serve the fatherless? So on November 6th, we're going to kick off our series where we're going to be talking about caring for the abandoned and how the scriptures in James, the epistle of James, takes time to discuss what it is to care for those who are in that great need, what true religion is. And that week, we're also going to take time to learn more about BC Cares and the ministry right here within the walls of our church and things that we're doing to support foster care advocacy, foster care families, children in the foster care system, and those who are awaiting adoption and families who are working through that process of adoption. On November 13th, we're going to be talking about caring for the hurting. And again, we're going to use James's teaching to talk about how we go to those who are hurting, who are in that great need. I'm excited also that day because not only is Barry going to be teaching, we're going to be meeting with our friends from the Bridge Ministry, which is an incredible family right here in Murfreesboro, right here in Rutherford County, that supports foster care families, those who are currently opening their doors, opening their homes, and opening their families to show love and the care of Christ to foster care community and to children in the foster care system. We've partnered with them already this year as we do a parents' night out for foster care families. And we're going to be supporting one in December here at Believers Chapel using our facility and our volunteers to care for these children so foster care parents can get a night out, can have a date night or go Christmas shopping. We'll be talking in the weeks ahead about ways that maybe you can volunteer or that you can support this incredible night where we support these families. And I'm excited for you to not only talk and consider what it is to care for the hurting, but to meet our friends from the Bridge Ministry and all the things that they're doing to support the foster care community in Rutherford County. On November 20th, Barry's going to be back again talking about caring for the body. Care does not just exist outside the walls of our church, but how are we caring for one another? And in James, it talks about being patient with one another. And he's specifically talking to the brothers and sisters, but he says brothers, and what that means for how do we care for one another? How are we patient with one another? And how we as a body continue to serve, and how we care for each other as we serve and do ministry. That day, you're going to meet some friends from the Isaiah 117 house, which is a home that allows for respite and allows for transition for kids awaiting placement in the foster care program. They have houses all throughout the region and all throughout our area, and they've opened one right here in Murfreesboro in Rutherford County. And we're going to have members from that organization coming and sharing about what they're doing and how they're supporting foster care, children and foster care families in Murfreesboro. I'm excited for you to meet them as we consider how do we help one another? How do we support one another? How do we care for one another? And then the series is going to wrap up with our worldwide emphasis when our friend Sam Thomas from India is going to be coming, and he's going to be sharing about the work that they're doing for orphans. There's 153 million orphans around the world. Many of them in our country, many of them in many countries, including India. And as we've known from previous years when Sam comes to share with us, that they're doing incredible work to support the orphans right in India. And so we'll be excited to not only hear about what he's doing, but what God is teaching him, teaching throughout his ministry, and teaching those orphans that they're caring for in India. It's going to be an incredible month to consider what it is to be people who care and how we can care for one another. And above all, how Christ cares for us. So we're going to be looking through James. We're going to be discovering together how we care for the abandoned, how we care for the hurting, and how we care for one another, and how Christ is showing great care and grace around the world through the ministry of Sam Thomas and his friends in India. I hope you'll join us every single Sunday as we consider what it is to be a church that cares and truly live out this ideal of Christ to serve the fatherless through BC Cares. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, November the 6th, as we start our brand new series, BC Cares, right here at BC.